Hey everyone, welcome to the third video of the machine learning series of Simply Physics. In the first two videos, we saw what machine learning is, what its applications are, and what are some of the prerequisite terms required for machine learning. In today's video, we are going to see some of the approaches of machine learning. So let's get to it. So, machine learning approaches are broadly classified into four categories, which are supervised learning. So, it is one of the most common and easy to use algorithm, and the machines are trained using well labeled training data. So, it is basically a certain tag or description is present in the data set. So it is a type of technique in which the machines are trained using label data, and its main objective is to find a mapping function to map the input variable along with the output variable. So supervised learning can be categorized into two, which is univariate supervised learning and multivariate supervised learning. Univariate, as its name suggests, has a one dependent variable and one independent variable. And in multivariate supervised learning, we have one dependent variable and more than one independent variables. So the types of supervised learning algorithms we have are regression and classification. So regression analysis, it is a statistical method which is used if there is a relationship between the input and the output variable and is used for continuous variables. There are multiple types of regression analysis such as linear regression, regression trees, non-linear regression, then Bayesian linear regression and polynomial regression. Classification is a method which is used when the output variable is a categorical. Like there are only suppose 2 or 3 solutions to it, particular solutions to it, like yes or no, like that. So the types of classification algorithms are logistic regression, support vector machines, k-nearest neighbors, kernel SVM, naive-Bayes classifier, decision tree classification, and random forest classification. Some of the advantages of supervised learning, they are that the model can predict the output on the basis of its basis the model is trained using the training set. We have an exact idea of the classes we are working with since they are labeled, and it helps resolve real-world issues. Some disadvantages are it is not compatible for complex data sets. It cannot predict correct output if the testing data is different from the training data. And a lot of computation is required for training the model. Some real-life applications of supervised learning are image recognition, and it is one of the most important examples. It detects the patterns between images and makes suitable predictions. It is mainly used for security and medical purposes. Another real-life application is speech recognition. It is a method where we can convert our spoken words into readable text. Our most famous voice assistants such as Siri and Alexa use supervised learning. Next approach is unsupervised learning. It is a type of machine learning technique in which the models are trained using unlabeled data and are allowed to work and act upon this data set without any external human intervention or supervision. So there are no labels present here. Unsupervised learning is greatly helpful for finding useful insights from data. It is very much familiar to the way humans learn to think through their own experiences, and this method even works when the input data does not correspond with the output data, unlike supervised learning. The types of unsupervised learning algorithms are clustering and association. Clustering is the method of grouping objects into clusters in such a manner that the object with the most resemblance remains in a particular group and the other with great dissimilarities belongs to another group, as we can see here in this image. And another is association. It is a method of finding relationship between variables in a large database. We get to know how one variable can directly or indirectly affect or is associated with another variable. So the different types of algorithms here are k-means clustering, k-nearest neighbor, hierarchical analysis, anomaly analysis, neural networks, principal component analysis, independent component analysis, etc. Some advantages of unsupervised learning. It can be used for solving complex tasks, and we get greater freedom to explore the data present. Some disadvantages can be it is very difficult to work upon, and the accuracy of the predictions may be slightly less. Some of the real life applications of unsupervised learning can be audience segmentation. So this application segregates the audience based on their choices. OTT platforms are one example, which give us recommendations based on our previous choices. So that's how they segment the audiences. And another is inventory management. It is the application which stores the use, where we can find a connect between certain products through association. So if you search for one product, you get other recommendations based on your previous searches. Our next approach is semi-supervised learning. So it is a type of machine learning approach in which a small part of labeled and a large part of unlabeled data is used to train the model. It is a mixture of supervised and unsupervised learning. So certain advantages of semi-supervised learning are it is stable in nature and it can be highly efficient. Certain disadvantages are the accuracy may not be very high and the iteration results are not very stable. Some real-life applications of semi-supervised learning can be speech analysis. Labeling of audio files is a very intensive task where only some of the features may be labeled and it requires a lot of human intervention. Another is web content classification, and the content present online needs to be classified based on our searches and the keywords present. So as you can see here, the text is segregated into three here: technology, sports, fashion, based on the words present. Our last approach of machine learning is reinforcement learning. So it is a type of machine learning approach of how making decisions sequentially. The output depends upon the state of the current input and the next input depending upon the output of the previous of the input. And the decision made is completely dependent. Hence the labels are given to the sequence of the dependent decisions. So there are basically two types of reinforcement learning: positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is when an event occurs due to a particular behavior which increases the frequency of the particular behavior occurring. It also maximizes the performance and sustains changes for a prolonged period of time. Then we have negative reinforcement. It is defined as the strengthening of the behavior of the model as the negative condition is avoided. It increases behavior and it also provides subversion to minimum standard performance. Some of the advantages of reinforcement learning are it can be used to solve extremely complex problems and it achieves long-term results. Some disadvantages are an excess of reinforcement learning can lead to overloading and hence diminish the results, and it is not preferable for solving simple problems. Certain real-life examples are gaming. So single-player games that we play requires our device to make the next move, and the move is based on our previous move. So that requires a reinforcement learning. Certain examples such as chess, ludo, or any card games that you play require this. Another example is stock predictions. The stock predictions require reinforcement learning to understand the market and its upcomings. So we know here the basics of machine learning algorithms and its models and where they can be used accordingly. Thank you.